Hello, Aries. Now, this is going to be a month where you're going to have to take it slow and take it easy. We do have a Mercury retrograde on the 4th, 5th, right? And it's going to retrograde in two signs, impacting two areas of life until the 28th of August, 2024. Now, Mercury retrogrades can create delays, misunderstandings, conflicts, time management, misappointments. It brings a lot of tension as well as mental anxiety. But note that Mercury retrograde offers us gifts from things of the past that we've been working on that we now can complete. And if there's anyone you haven't seen in a long time that you do want to meet, Mercury retrograde is the time where we have these get-togethers. Now, on August 4th, we have Venus entering into the area of work, health, and routine, as well as on the 4th, we have 5th, we have Mercury retrograde in the same area. And on the 4th, we have a new moon in the area of romance, fun, pleasure, and creativity. Now, we're going to start with Venus here. This gives you pleasure, tells you to take care of yourself. Make sure that you're on your time management and what you expected to do. This can also be a time where you are seeking harmony in your day-to-day routine. You're seeking harmony in how you take care of your health mentally, physically, and emotionally. However, that Mercury retrograde can create the delays to the same area where you can have misunderstandings with colleagues, challenges when it comes to work and your routine, as well as delayed energy and also time management. So try to manage your time to the best of your abilities. With the new moon, this offers you a new and fresh start, but we are in a Mercury retrograde, and Mercury will retrograde as well in the same area on the 14th. So it's about romance, dating, single or even an existing relationship, children, entrepreneurship, creativity, fun, and pleasure. So make sure that you're giving yourself these things. I would definitely say that August is a month for you to focus on you, right? Mercury has already retrograded, and Mercury is basically giving you this energy to rethink about your relationships. It's a great time during a Mercury retrograde to complete anything that you've been working on, or if there's someone you haven't seen that you wish to see that you can reconnect with. But if anyone comes through at this time, or even someone new in your life, when Mercury goes direct, this is where we rethink those connections, especially romantically. So be prepared for that. Now, August 14th, this is where Mercury will retrograde in the area of creativity, fun, pleasure, and dating, as well as children. This is where you can have more miscommunication with children, younger people, or even someone that you're dating. This is where you can find delays and challenges when it comes to communication, and this can be a bit of a tense time. Remember to think about things before you say them. This is where exes can come back, especially for you during this Mercury retrograde. Know that you're just looking back to see how far you've come so that you can move forward. Now, August 19th, we do have a beautiful full moon, and this full moon is all about your future vision and dreams. And it's also asking you, who do you no longer wish to connect to and associate with? So anything that you've been working on previously, you now can complete when it comes to your future vision and dreams. However, know that Mercury is retrograde during this time. So yes, this new moon can also bring up tension where you no longer wish to associate with certain connections. There's a lot of looking back into the past during this time, as we have a few planets retrograde, and we basically are working internally with what we wish to create within our lives. So look at the Mercury retrograde periods. It's time to really go within. And when it comes to challenges, delays, make sure that you're giving yourself rest and rejuvenation and not becoming carried away, because it can make us quite fiery, since Mercury will be retrograde in Leo, where we are going to feel like, oh, we're feeling tense about things. Now, August 22nd, we do have the sun entering into the area of work, health, and routine. And this gives you a much better, clearer idea of what you want when it comes to your work, health, and routine. How you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. What do you wish for the future in terms of your work life? It's great for like looking at new jobs, being more productive, trying to become more organized. And finally, on the 28th, Mercury will go direct in the area of romance, creativity. And this is where you get that epiphany moment with what you want from this area of life. Even children and creative projects. Now, on the 29th of August, we'll have Venus entering into the area of one-on-one relationships, both personally and professionally. And this will give you the opportunity to smooth things over with others, right? This is where other people want to connect to you. Whether you're single, whether you're dating, this is really actually where things start to pick up towards the end of the month. Hello and welcome. This video is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Taurus. If you'd like to book a reading, link down below, as well as a link to support my page, as well as there is a link for Patreon if you want to join the Jupiter and Gemini tier. Especially for you, Taurus, because this influences your money and your income, right? And this is a time for with Jupiter and Gemini for you to really go after those opportunities. Now, for you, Taurus, you need to know that Mercury goes retrograde this month until the 28th of August. And this is important to bear in mind. It's a slowdown period. However, let's take it one step at a time and look at the areas of life of how we can actually focus. Now, on the 4th, 5th of the month, we have Venus entering into the area of love, romance, creativity, fun, pleasure. I would really tell you to work on that area of life. Creative projects, creativity, entrepreneurship, fun and pleasure. Give yourself what you need. If you have children, this is where you're spending more time with them. This is where you are looking to connect to people that are younger than you. However, like even if you don't have children, you'll just be connecting more to the youthful, playful self within you. And this will really get you through this month. 4th, 5th, we also have that Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde here is also influencing fun, pleasure. And you might be feeling like, I haven't had fun or pleasure. It's a great time to pick up old hobbies. People from the past may re-enter, especially exes for you. Or you might be thinking yourself to contact that ex. Watch out for that. Unless it's giving you closure, it's not a great time to meet anyone new, as this can create a lot of complications. When it comes to creative projects, old projects work best. Not a great time to take on any new creative projects, right? Remember, when it comes to anything, when it comes to travel, there are a lot more delays, missed appointments. Even when it comes to shipping delays, as that's what Mercury rules over. So anything that you want to ship to yourself. Now, also on the 4th, 5th, we have a beautiful new moon in the area of home and family. And this is telling you to really declutter your space, maybe spend some time at home. You could be feeling emotionally sensitive, but it gives you nice reset emotionally to how you're feeling. I would tell you to really work with that energy, right? Remember that Jupiter is in Gemini, and this for you influences money, sense of self-worth. So look at new ideas and new connections. But now this time around, we have Mercury retrograde with this Jupiter in Gemini. So this is the energy of us rethinking things and picking up old projects that we wanted to really work on. Use Mercury retrograde for connecting to old connections, especially when it comes to work projects and things. But however, if it's a connection that you need to have them boundaries with, remember to do that. Now, also on the 14th, we are going to have Mercury going retrograde in the area of home and family. This is where you can find like, oh, you're lacking more energy, you're emotionally feeling down. Give yourself a break. Know that next month we will have an eclipse. So eclipse season starts in September. So give yourself enough rest and rejuvenation. We're really going to be feeling this energy of things becoming chaotic. But I would tell you and really suggest that you focus on your mental mind, right? Of what you, even though Mercury is retrograde, it rules our mental mind and we can lack sometimes the energy to do so. Give yourself what you need in order to get through. Rest when you need to rest. Take on what you need to take on when you can. Do not overexert yourself. And really use your mind to focus on things that you wish you can put your mental energy towards, especially past things. Now, on the 19th, we have a full moon, and this is in the area of your career, your reputation, and your goals. This is where you could have either completed something career-wise or reached a completion point in your career. Some Tauruses will actually be looking at making changes to their career. Utilize this time to do that, right? When it comes to goals too. So any personal goals, your sense of purpose, what gives you drive, your ambition, whether the ambition is to grow a beautiful garden or start a new job, you are looking at changes that you can make and adjust accordingly. Now on the 22nd, the sun enters into the area of romance, fun, and pleasure. And this gives you new opportunities, and the sun will stay there for a while, for a full month. And then on the 28th, we're going to have Mercury direct, and we finally can get things moving once again. 29th, we will have now Venus entering into the area of your work, your health, your routine, and you can really utilize this energy to move forward with work projects, with colleagues. You can build on that appreciation and sweetness to your health and your work and your routine. Gemini, your ruler goes retrograde this month, in the month of August. So be prepared for that. Give yourself some mental time out. That's what I'd really suggest for you during this time. You're needing that break, and it's going to retrograde in 2 signs. So be aware of that. Okay, Jupiter is in your sign, and that's the area that's focusing on luck, abundance, expansion, and growth for you. And it's about your personal goals. However, Jupiter is in Gemini. So this Mercury retrograde will have an influence on us, and past stuff that we've been working on, we can reap the rewards from. Gemini, I'm going to say that this month you're pretty stressed. One, because of that Mercury retrograde, right? That's happening on the 5th, 4th of the month, and it's in the area of home and family. And it's also telling you that your home and living situation, you could have some hiccups here, either with loved ones, family, people that you hold close to the heart. You might be rethinking about family and family dynamics. This is a time where people that you haven't seen from the past, including family, can come back into your life. Watch out though, Mercury retrogrades love to bring them exes around. But this time, you really are feeling emotionally sensitive. You're also feeling like you just want to kind of hibernate. We do have a new moon on the 4th, 5th. And that's in the area of communication and connection. So this is where you feel like there's a lot of things to get done. You're sending out emails, you're texting people. There's a lot of things that you wish to say. However, watch out, because we are dealing with the Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to fine-tune your skills, especially from something that you previously learned. But take it slow, because Mercury retrograde can bring up technology difficulties. This is a time where things can feel pretty stressful and heavy. So give yourself that mental reprieve and that break when you need it. Now, also, on the 14th, Mercury will go retrograde in the same area of, like, basically your communication, your mind, learning, people from the past. Everyone from the past wants to reconnect with you. This is where you might go somewhere and see someone from the past. This is where you're having past thought patterns re-enter into your mind. This is where you find more delays when it comes to technology and the things that you want to say. It's kind of like you want to say something, but you end up saying the wrong thing, or it's not the way that you wish to express it. As you can see, Mercury retrograde is really influencing this month for you. So give yourself the much needed space and breaks that you need. This is a real excellent time to focus and review internally how you are feeling and what you got going on. Now, on the 19th, we have a full moon, and this is really helping you when it comes to expansion and growth, and it's telling you to shift your belief systems. You might complete something that you've been studying. You might publish that book if you've been working on it. You could also be really looking at a vacation and time out, because you definitely need it. Like you want to travel somewhere, or you see yourself doing something foreign, picking up a book that you haven't read before to shift your belief systems. And finally, on the 28th, Mercury goes direct. And this is going to really clear up your mind and how you've been thinking and processing things during this month. Understand there's a lot of this, like, delays in communication and havoc in the communication area of your life, and delays in your thought processes. At least by the 28th, that clears up. And on the 29th, we'll have Venus entering into the area of fun and pleasure. And you can really look to having fun and pleasure. However, I will tell you to keep in mind that we do have an eclipse in September. So be aware of that, and you will be influenced because it will be happening in a mutable sign. right? So be aware of that. So be gentle with yourself and give yourself the rest you need in the month of August. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is a month where we do have a Mercury retrograde, so rest and rejuvenation is deeply important. We gotta rethink things. Things are moving slowly. Miscommunication, misunderstandings, people from the past, including exes, can re-enter into our lives. This is a time where we can have conflict and tension when it comes to communication. And this will be going on until the 28th of August, especially the retrograde period. However, it's a great time to work on old projects, communicate with someone basically that you really wanted to. You can really use it for that, or complete projects that you have been working on. Now, on the 4th, 5th, we have Venus entering into the area of communication, and you can really utilize your words to sweeten others. This is also sweetening up your mind and what you communicate and express. But on the same day, we have Mercury retrograde. And your mind might be thinking a lot about people from the past, relationships from the past. You're kind of feeling a little bit heavy mentally, Cancer. So give yourself enough breaks during this time. If any delays happen, you can experience like automobiles, vehicles breaking down, transportation issues, delays while traveling. So, and a lot of miscommunication when it comes to others. So I would definitely say meditation will be best for you, taking time out mentally. Now, we do have a beautiful new moon, but Mercury is retrograde in the area of your income, your money, your skills, your talents. So utilize that new moon when it comes to basically looking at your skills and talents, looking at your sense of self-worth. What can you do with your money? How can you better manage your money? All of those things. Because on the 14th, we'll have Mercury retrograding in the same area where you're rethinking your finances and budget. So utilize this time to rethink those financial choices during the Mercury retrograde. You could get money owed to you coming back, or previous things that you've been working on paying out at this time. You're also revamping your sense of self-worth. So I'm going to tell you to truly believe in yourself. Do the things that make you feel good about your sense of self-worth, because that can really help you and get you through this time. So what is that? What makes you feel worthy? Affirmations, doing things that value you, prioritizing yourself will be so important during this time. On the 19th, we have a full moon, and this is bringing up those fears, doubts, insecurities, past pain, and trauma. Secrets can come to light. This full moon, though, is great for looking once again at that budget and rebudgeting, looking at a partner's finances especially. And if there's anything hidden, it will come to light about you, about someone else. Information is coming your way. It's a great full moon to use to research things, to gain some clarity into your own psyche and psychology that will help set you free. It's a great full moon to also become intimate and vulnerable with someone that you truly trust. Now on the 28th, Mercury goes direct. And this is where you've utilized this whole time when Mercury's being retrograde on how you can better manage your finances and how you can move forward. Now, Venus will enter on the 29th into the area of home, family, and this is really good for feeling good and comfortable. I would really say you spend the month of August resting and rejuvenating. Do be prepared. We do have an eclipse coming up in September. So eclipse season is around the corner. So be gentle with yourself this August. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you'd like to book a reading, links down below, as well as a link for Mercury retrograde that is coming up as well. You can also support my channel by looking at the link down below. So let's get into this astrology. Mercury is going retrograde, and it is also going retrograde in your sign. So I really see this month as a time for you to rethink yourself as a whole. You're reinventing yourself, but you're looking back. It might be an unusual birthday season for you. I do wish you a very happy birthday, but you can use this time to really utilize it to see what changes you want to make to how you mentally think about things and how you can move forward. Mercury retrogrades are not bad. They're stop, pause, and reflect. That's what they are. We are working internally, and we are tapping in deeper into our intuition. This is where we get in touch with our deepest feelings and desires. Now, we have a lot happening on the 4th, 5th, where we'll have Venus entering into the area of basically your finances. However, Mercury will retrograde in the same area of your income. And we have a new moon in your sign. So this is like a lot going on around these days, especially on the 4th and 5th. You can feel like there's a push and pull. You're looking at how you can value yourself better, but at the same time, you're thinking of all the times where you didn't value yourself. This is really telling you to boost your sense of self-worth. Really look at all the opportunities when it comes to your finances. It's not the best time for you to be splurging. This birthday season is kind of like maybe you oversplurge and now you're rethinking your spending habits, you're rethinking money, you're rethinking how you look at money. That is what you will be doing. This is where if anyone owes you any money though, it can come back to you, where you might reap the rewards, or anything from previous efforts, you can now reap the rewards. This new moon that is happening is telling you to really prioritize yourself. It's a new moon and it's a new beginning for you on the 4th, 5th. But on the 14th, we have Mercury retrograding in your sign. Sun, moon, or rising. This can create havoc all around. Let me just put that out there, because when we have a Mercury retrograde within our sign, this is where we can feel the tension and anxiety the most, where things just don't work out the way they're supposed to. This is where we can find the energy a little bit stuck and stagnant. We can have miscommunication, misunderstandings, people from the past, we're more delayed. This is where we can just overall feel run down, tired, and needing a break. Give yourself breaks, right? Give yourself what you need. Let go of anxiety and stress, because you would be feeling pretty stressed around this time. 19th, full moon opposite you. And you're looking to end connections, both personally and professionally. Sorry, that no longer serve you. You're looking at like, what connections do I need to come to an end? However, if a relationship is really in harmony with you, you can really take it to the next level. But we are in a Mercury retrograde. So take your time with making decisions. Only things that we worked upon previously can really work out for us. So if that relationship is someone that you've been with for a while, yes, proceed. However, know that the Mercury retrograde, because it affects our mind and how we think, we can rethink things at a later date. And the good news is on the 28th of August, Mercury goes direct in your sign. And you're thinking of everything you experienced and what you've learned about this Mercury retrograde. On the 29th, we have Venus entering into the area of communication. And this is where you can maybe heal any connections, or maybe you might get some healing connections verbally about any tension that was caused during the retrograde time. Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. If you'd like to book a reading, link down below. There's also a link for appreciation of these videos. Do comment how you are feeling. Now, on the 4th, 5th, we have a lot going on. Venus enters into your sign. Mercury retrograde starts, which is your ruler, your chart ruler, which can be pretty intense, as well as we're going to have a new moon in the area of rest and rejuvenation. So what does this tell me, and what does it tell you? You're going to need some time out. Venus in your sign is about giving you what gives you pleasure, what is important to you, focusing more on yourself. Mercury retrograde in your sign can be a challenge, because you need time out, you need to rethink things, and people from the past can re-enter into your life. Exes, family, disputes from the past, arguments from the past. It is a time where you are really craving that time out, and that new moon is going to give you that as well. You'll already be feeling this energy like, I need some time to seclude, I need some time to myself, I need some time to focus on spiritual aspects. Meditation, house cleansing, smoke cleanse it, singing bowls, anything that basically can give you that spiritual connection will help get you through this month. And I think that's the most important thing. You could even have some vivid dreams. You could have some very spiritual messages come through. Focus on the spiritual part of it and focusing more on you and spending time by yourself will be very good for you. Endings can happen in terms of connections with that new moon, where you just decide you want to end a past connection, you want to end something within your life, and it would be great for you to do so. It's great for kicking bad habits, especially addictive tendencies, whether that's food, whether that's overthinking, whether that is absolutely addiction. Now, Mercury will go retrograde on the 14th in the area of rest, rejuvenation, time out, secrets and information comes your way. I would tell you once again, Virgo, use this time for spiritual connection, spirituality. You need to speak to people that basically are on the level. And I mean by spiritual understanding of self, because there's a lot of subconscious work that's happening for you, and this can bring up a lot of fear and anxiety. So anyone that can help get you through, this is a time where you really need that. You might be feeling very overwhelmed and very weighed down by the weight of the world on your shoulders. So endings, connections, people from the past might bring up, even like anyone that's close to you will bring up something from the past that you thought you were done and dusted with. You could feel like a sense of even sadness from the past that can re-enter at this time. This is where even people, you would just have that, like someone doesn't want to speak to you and it's like, oh, this old thing has come back again. Now, I will tell you, on the 19th, there's a full moon that's telling you to refocus on your day-to-day routine. And notice what the message is throughout the month of August. Focus on you, your day-to-day routine, releasing things that are not your responsibility, releasing what no longer serves you from your routine, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Take care of your health, mentally, emotionally, and physically will be important. You could also decide to make some changes when it comes to your work life. Any miscommunications with colleagues, you're putting that to bed at this time. Now, on the 28th, Mercury will go direct in the same area, and this gives you more clarity of what you need for you and how you can bring some closure and peace to your heart at this time. And on the 29th, we will have Venus enter into the area of money and income, and this is really good for money, for income. You'll be feeling a lot better when it comes to your finances, value. You might make purchases. This is where you start feeling good and boosting your sense of self-worth. Libra, sun, moon, or rising. This August will be feeling like a very different kind of August. Now, if you'd like to book a reading, I would suggest you do so. There's a link down below, link for appreciation of these videos. Let's get into the astrology. A lot's happening on the 4th, 5th. We have Venus entering into the area of rest, rejuvenation, emotional connections from the past. We have Mercury retrograde happening, right? As well as a beautiful new moon. Now, I'm going to tell you, Libra, look, I know things have been quite challenging. You got the South Node in your sign. Black Moon Lilith is in your sign. August, September, October is quite tense. And this is because we have an eclipse happening in September, right? And October, there'll be an eclipse in your sign. So eclipse season's around the corner. And I can tell you this is giving you a lot of closure, a lot of understanding of self. You need some time out. You might even be spending a lot more time by yourself. So allow for that. I know you've been feeling kind of isolated. Only connections that are solid and steady can last, right? Mercury retrograde has you really thinking about the past, and people from the past want to talk to you, but you feeling disconnected. Do not get into any new relationships this August. August is not that kind of month. Do not start anything new. Complete old things. Complete what you've been working on. Complete old ideas. This is really the time for you to focus on you. That new moon is all about your wishes and vision for the future. It also allows for new connections to come to you. But watch, we are on a Mercury retrograde, and once that happens, we start doubting these connections once the retrograde's done. I'm not telling you to go and hide. I'm telling you, during a retrograde, use manifestation, use how you think clear your mind. Do the things that you need to do. Manifestation is where we focus on our mind in order to create our reality. Get creative. Spiritual topics, chakra balances, getting into the energy and flow is what this part of the Mercury retrograde is for. Then there's going to be Mercury retrograde into the area of your one-on-one, like your connections to others, not your one-on-one connections, but your various groups. And this can create a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings within your connections and your friend groups, your work groups. You might also be doubting future visions and dreams that you have for yourself. However, I'm here to tell you, when we feel a lull, like we are, no whatever goes down must come up. That's just the law of the universe. It's like it's never ever raining. It's never ever going to rain forever. This is just telling you to really take care of you first and foremost. Because it's almost birthday time, right? September, it's around the corner. Take care of your health and get the things that you need to get done. Really focus on your routine as much as you can. And if any delays happen, don't get carried away in an argument. Think before you speak and really focus on you. Full moon that we have on the 19th is in the area of romance, fun, and pleasure. This is where some Libras can even go through breakups. Some Libras will basically, if the relationship's on par, will go to the next level. Now, Mercury will go direct on the 28th. And this is great news because as we come to the end of the month on the 29th, we have Venus entering into your sign. And this gives you really a good boost to your energy where you can really self-nurture, take care of you. During the month of August, you're a bit more distracted than usual. Hello Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you'd like to book a reading, link down below. Let's get into August. Now, August is quite an interesting month. We do have Mercury retrograde. We have an eclipse in September and October. So I can guarantee you there's love clearing and releasing over the next couple of months. And that is what we are gearing up to. Now is the time more than ever, Scorpio, to rest, rejuvenate, and take time out. Think about things before you express them. On the 4th, 5th, we have Mercury retrograde happening in the area of wishes and dreams. And then on the 14th, it's going to happen into basically your career. And when it's also happening earlier this month, you're going to be noticing that the connections that you have, you no longer wish to connect to, miscommunication within those connections, various groups, work groups, friend groups, family groups. The moment you're in a group, the miscommunication happens. And then the 14th, we're going to have Mercury retrograde into the area of your career, your goals, your personal reputation. And this is where you feel like people are taking digs at you and things when it comes to your career are not going the way that you wanted them to. Mercury retrograde is a great time to work on all projects. It's a great time to really connect to friends that maybe we haven't seen in a while. People from the past can re-enter. It doesn't always have to be bad though. Good things can happen during a retrograde. But we need to stop. We need to take it easy and we need to mind our business and keep to ourselves and work on ourselves. Now we do have Mercury retrograde going direct on the 28th of August in the area of career, goals, ambitions, and what you wish as your sense of purpose. And that's good news. All right. Now on the 4th, 5th, we're going to have a new moon. And this new moon is also influencing your career. So new beginnings and fresh starts can happen. But know that the Mercury retrograde might slow them down, which will happen on the 14th of this month. On the 19th, we have a full moon. And this full moon is really bringing your attention to your emotions, some downtime and needing time out and needing a break. You could also be looking at changing where you live, decluttering your home. You might be looking at complications when it comes to family matters and having to set some healthy boundaries during this time. This is really Mercury retrograde. I find is a very great time for information to come our way. So if you need any secrets to come to light, either about yourself or someone else, they can during the Mercury retrograde. So be aware and keep that in mind. Especially things that we've said in the past. Sometimes even that can come through. Gossip can come through. So be prepared for that. I will really tell you, on the 29th, things start to feel even a little bit out and about for you because you are still feeling like, things are still out of sorts because Venus now will move into the area of rest, rejuvenation, time out, and people from the past and building on closure. You needing that time out as the plans move forward in the month of September, and things are going to be giving you that time out and needing some time towards self. Things are feeling a little bit, how can I say, chaotic this month. So breaks are needed. Focus on the things you can get done, especially when it comes to your work. Focus on connections that are working and do not connect to things that aren't working during this time. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. If you'd like to book a reading, link down below. Now, Sagittarius, let's talk a little bit about this astrology. I'm going to tell you in the month of August, use this as a time out, a reset, because we do have Mercury retrograde on the 4th, 5th, entering into the area of your career, your goals, your ambitions, and your sense of purpose, as well as Venus will be entering into the same area. It's telling you to basically give yourself what you need when it comes to following through on what you're passionate about. Anything that you started previously can come through. So if you applied for a job months ago, you can get it. However, anything new, there might be some delays during this time. You could also come up with conflict with people that are elderly or anyone in authority, employers, lecturers. Tension can be brewing on this area of life, even parents. So anyone that's an authority figure can give you this tension all of a sudden. Your personal reputation is also highlighted. Some more tension can come where people just take you the wrong way. You do have a new moon on the 4th, 5th, also in the area of expansion, growth, and higher education, but Mercury will go retrograde in the same area. It's a great month for completing things that we've been working on. If you need to travel or make any travel plans, make sure that you recheck your schedule, your timing, all of those things, because delays can happen during a Mercury retrograde. Higher education and learning, not best time to get into something new. However, it's great for completing all things that you've been working on. So if there's something you've been studying, continue along that path, but be gentle because you could come up with delays or you're mentally not focused. Focus is a big thing during Mercury retrograde because Mercury rules our mind, and communication and tension happens because people misunderstand us and people are more frustrated in their day-to-day life. So give everybody a break. And yourself too. Now we do have a full moon, and that full moon is going to want you to express yourself. Say something that's been bothering you, that you've been keeping to yourself. This is where people also might be feeling the need to do the same with you. I am going to tell you, give yourself that time before you express yourself. Anything that someone else says, have those healthy boundaries. Do not get involved in altercations. Mercury retrograde makes people misunderstand. However, we can gain clarity sometimes with the Mercury retrograde, how people truly feel, right? Because maybe there's something they've been bottling up for a long time and we now need to say it. So there's something you've been bottling up for a really long time. Now's the time to say it, but you could experience more setbacks in terms of communication than most. On the 28th, Mercury will go direct, and you can really clarify things when it comes to communication, your skills, and what you need to say. Do not communicate or think about an ex. It's not going to work out during this time. It's a great time for building on closure. And then the 29th, we have Venus entering into the area of, your friends, your social circles. It's really building harmony there. So that's where you can really focus on what you want to accomplish when it comes to your future vision and dreams. So things start to take a shift at the end of the month. Hello Capricorn, how are you hanging in there? I know the South nodes in Libra and all the cardinal signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising Capricorn, are influenced by this energy where you could be feeling so emotionally run down. Don't worry, things are going to change come January of 2025. Now we are heading into eclipse season, especially in September and October. There will be a full moon in Libra, so keep that in mind. This is a lovely August for a beautiful reset, rest, and rejuvenation. Now, on the 4th, 5th, we have this expansion, growth with Venus and wanting to really enjoy yourself and expand and grow and travel, higher education. You're feeling passionate about, your communications with others can be very philosophical, but Mercury will now retrograde in the same area. So you can have delays when it comes to travel, vacations, communications. This is also where you can also find that people might be having arguments with you about belief systems and what you believe in. Religious arguments can actually happen here, spiritual arguments. This is really a great time for you to complete anything you've been working on. So any study that you've been doing, complete that, work on that. Don't get into anything new. And if anyone that's an ex contacts you, know that it is Mercury retrograde, and these people come into our lives, they build on closure. Do not get into any new relationships. Do not start anything new. It's great for completing things in a Mercury retrograde, and information about us or others can come to light during a Mercury retrograde. New moon in the area as well on the 4th, 5th of anything hidden, secrets, information, all comes to light with this beautiful new moon. This new moon is telling you to rebudget your energy. So see how, see what's draining you, set healthy boundaries, be more intimate and vulnerable with yourself or someone that you can trust, meaning use this time to delve into your psychology and what are your blocks about. Really great time for balancing out your finances or looking at new investments, but I wouldn't get into them just yet because of the Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury will retrograde into the same area. Secrets, information, your finances, partners' finances. You're really looking at your money and how you can rebudget, and not only just your money, your energy too. Anything that's draining you, you want to put out those healthy boundaries. You want to do that for your own sense of peace and security. Now, Mercury will go direct on the 28th, which is good news in the same area. And this gives you clarity on your psychology and your understanding of self and any information and what has transpired during the retrograde. But on the 29th, we are going to have Venus entering into the area of your career, your goals, and reputation. And this is how you're seeing how you can navigate what you want when it comes to your career, your goals, your sense of purpose going forward into the future. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you'd like to book a reading, a link down below, as well as a link for appreciation of these videos. Now, Mercury is going retrograde, and your ruler is retrograde, which is Saturn. And you are also feeling the Chiron retrograde. So a lot of retrogrades are happening. Please bear that in mind. Retrogrades are a time of feeling a bit anxious, stressed, and tension as well. Now on the 4th, 5th, we do have Venus entering into the area of money and your shared resources, your investments. And this can be really good for you. Anything that you've been working on previously could pay out. However, you do have Mercury retrograde happening, and this can bring up people from the past, or maybe cause trauma, pain, or brought up heavy feelings. This can also bring up some heavy feelings. This is where you can feel very emotionally sensitive. I am going to tell you, Aquarius, speak to people that support you and grow you, because this is happening in the area of psychology. You need that. If there's anyone you can reach out to for support, now's the time to do so, right? Whether that's a coach, a colleague, someone, right, that you can really be vulnerable and share your secrets with, that you can trust. Because Mercury retrograde brings up past traumas, past pain, people from the past that maybe did us wrong, and we got to rethink things. This is like where we have to find some way of finding closure within our hearts and space. We do have a beautiful new moon that is happening in the area of your one-on-one connections with others. However, Aquarius, this is also where Mercury is going to retrograde on the 14th, and this is going to create miscommunication, misunderstandings within your one-on-one partnerships and more complications. Any contracts that you get into at this time, please look at them. You can continue with your old projects and old connections, but know that this Mercury retrograde is creating a lot of havoc within your connections to others, miscommunication, misunderstandings. Don't worry, don't fret. Mercury will go direct on the 28th. There is a full moon on the 19th in your sign. This is going to be a release, letting go, and processing of what no longer serves you at this time. Do Make sure that you have healthy boundaries with others. Clear your energy, clear your space, and focus on your heart. Deep breath exercises will help get you through. Towards the end of the month, Venus will enter into the area of expansion and growth and wisdom, and you'll feel a little bit more freer going forward. Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Now, Pisces, you need to know that in September, right? Even though this is going to be the August video, there is going to be an eclipse in your sign. If you'd like to book a reading, links are down below. There's also a link for appreciation of these videos. And now's the time for you, Pisces, to really get into your astrology. You've been going through a lot. Sun is now retrograde in your sign. Sun has been in your sign until 2026. That's how long that transit lasts. So if things have been getting a bit heavy, I'm going to ask you, Sun, Moon, or Rising, please take care of your health. Manage how you take care of you. That's going to be the utmost important thing. Because, Pisces, on the 4th, 5th, we'll have Venus in August entering into the area of your one-on-one connections, both personally and professionally. As well as on the same day, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in the same area. And on the 4th, 5th, we're going to have a new moon that is basically bringing to light your work, health, and routine. So anything to focus on your work, health, and routine is what I'm going to tell you to do. That will be the most important thing for you. With the Mercury retrograde, even though Venus is in the same area, it's telling you basically to focus on those relationships, but try to find your heart and compassion. Set healthy boundaries, but your heart space is also very important. And trying to look at these relationships from a harmonious perspective. The Mercury retrograde is going to bring up people from the past. You might want to communicate with someone from the past, including exes, anyone from the past, personally and professionally. This is going to create miscommunication, misunderstandings with those relationships. You could also have delays when it comes to traveling, but mainly miscommunication with your one-on-one connections, both personally and professionally, and people from the past re-entering your life, anyone connected to you. Set up some healthy boundaries. That will be very important for you. On the 14th, we are going to have Mercury now retrograding in the area of your health. This is where it's asking you, what did you do before to improve your health? And you really need to give into that. Your health is what is important here. So look at your day-to-day routine. How are you managing your time, your energy? You could also come across miscommunication with co-workers and colleagues. Okay, Pisces, or any conflict at work. Work can feel pretty tense. You need to take some time out. Rest and rejuvenation is what is recommended. Mercury retrograde can do that, but it is just before eclipse season. The next eclipse is in your sign in September, and that can be pretty intense. We also have an eclipse in October, but know that this eclipse is really telling you, look at your health and how you can better manage your time and how you can better manage you, because that's what's most important. Now, on the 19th of August, we have a full moon, and you are needing some time out. You are needing some time to self. This is, break bad habits, any patterns, any psychological patterns, addictions, whether that be to shopping, food, whatever it may be, whether it is actual substance abuse. I would tell you to actually stop what you're doing, whether that is anything that you find addictive. Cut the cord. It's influencing your health and well-being, and you really need to focus on you. Let go of anything that no longer serves you in terms of connections to. This is a big release point for you. I suggest you do it, because come September, it's going to be an even bigger release. And these eclipses that are happening in September are going to be taking you into 2025, where the North Node will be moving in January into your sign. Now that is a node of destiny. So you are clearing and releasing a lot, because a lot of opportunities can come to you, but you're going to have to release quite a bit in order to get to that place. So know that good things are coming. It's just going to take a little bit more self-work, and also looking at those healthy boundaries you want to create within connections. Now, on the 28th, Mercury will go direct, And that's good news for you because it will influence your work, health, and routine, and how you're feeling about yourself will improve. We do have Venus entering into the area on the 29th of your psychology and also intimacy. Find people that truly can support you. This is a great time to delve deeper into psychology, people that support you, having a deeper understanding for yourself. Spiritual aspects can really help get you through, setting up healthy boundaries, but you can really find the words that you need to say to your most closest and intimate connections at this time and share from that space. That's the space that's going to bring a lot of healing. I would suggest this is a big month of healing for you. And allow yourself to heal. That'll be good for you. Sending you lots of love. Okay? You got this.